I still remember the way her hands moved through the soil, slow and full of love. My wife, Mia, spent her last summer planting that garden. Lilies, peonies, sunflowers. She said she wanted a little color left behind after she was gone. I didn't think much of it then. Maybe I was too scared to face what was coming. But when she passed in October after a brutal 8-month cancer battle, that garden became the only thing keeping me sane. She made me promise. "Keep it blooming," she whispered on her last night. "Let it be a place where I still exist." So I did. Every morning I watered her plants. Every evening I sat on the bench she made from scrap wood and cried quietly into the wind. Neighbors often stopped to admire it. "It's beautiful," they'd say. "Feels like someone's watching over it." But not everyone felt that way. Enter Karen. She lived 4 houses down. President of the HOA. Wore her authority like a badge of honor, and always looked for things to complain about. Her first remark was passive-aggressive. "Looks colorful," she said, eyeing the garden like it was a junk pile. "It was my wife's," I replied softly. Her lips tightened. "Well, HOA regulations are clear. No unauthorized landscaping. This street has a uniform standard. You'll need to remove it." I didn't reply. I thought maybe she was just being nosy. 2 weeks later I got the letter. Official HOA warning. $250 fine. Failure to comply would result in further penalties. My hands trembled holding the paper. I went to her door the next morning, garden gloves still on. "Karen, please. That garden is my wife's memory. She died recently. This is all I have left." She didn't flinch. "I'm sorry for your loss," she said flatly. "But personal grief doesn't override HOA policy. You need approval for any landscape changes. And you didn't get it." I felt something burn in my chest. I couldn't believe the coldness. "It's a flower bed," I said. "Not a nightclub." "I don't make the rules," she said. "I just enforce them." 3 days later, another fine. Then a threat. Removal by HOA contractors if I didn't act. Called a meeting. Pleaded with the board. They nodded with sympathy but said Karen was technically right. Uniform landscaping standards keep home values high. My garden. Mia's last wish. Reduced to a threat to property value. That night I sat by the lilies and wept like a child. I remembered the way Mia pressed her forehead to mine after chemo and whispered, "Promise me you'll keep it growing." I wasn't about to break that promise. So I started documenting everything. Photos, videos, her handwritten garden sketch, her hospice records. I even had voice memos of us in the garden, her saying things like, "These colors make me feel alive." I posted on the neighborhood forum. "This isn't about flowers. It's about grief and love. Please help me protect it." The post blew up. Dozens of neighbors rallied behind me. They shared stories of losing loved ones, how gardens, benches, photos helped them grieve. They signed a petition. Some even offered to testify if needed. Karen, she doubled down. She called it emotional manipulation. Said I was inciting unrest. Then one day I came home from the grocery store and froze. Half the garden was gone. Dug up. Tossed aside. The bench shattered. The lilies gone. I dropped the bags. Fell to my knees. She had done it. HOA contractors. No warning. No notice. Just destruction. I couldn't breathe. For a moment I thought I'd pass out. But something inside me hardened. "You want to fight, Karen? You've got one." Called a lawyer. Showed him everything. Mia's dying wish, the garden plans, the videos. He stared for a moment and said, "We're not just suing for property damage. We're going after emotional distress." Karen laughed when she got the court notice. "This is ridiculous," she scoffed. "It's just plants." But in court, she wasn't laughing. The judge reviewed our documentation, especially Mia's hospice notes and voice memos. He paused when he heard her whisper, "Promise me you'll keep it growing." The courtroom was silent. Karen tried to argue policy, code, bylaws. The judge raised a hand. This isn't about bylaws. This is about basic human decency. Karen's face paled. We won. Not only was I awarded damages and the right to fully rebuild the garden, I was also granted permission to add a plaque that read, Mia's Garden, a promise kept. Karen was also ordered to write a formal apology and attend a community compassion seminar. 2 weeks later, the garden was blooming again. Neighbors came out to help plant new flowers. Some even left letters in a small box near the bench. One read, Your story reminded me to cherish my mom before it's too late. Others brought seeds from their own gardens, saying, Let Mia's love grow everywhere. Soon the space became more than just a memorial. It turned into a sanctuary for the entire neighborhood. Children played near the marigolds, couples walked hand in hand past the bench, and older residents found peace sitting quietly by the daisies. It became a place of healing for more than just me. And Karen, she resigned from the HOA. No public statement, just silence. She no longer walks her dog past my house. Later, I heard from a neighbor that Karen had recently lost her brother to a long illness. Maybe she hadn't fully dealt with her pain. Maybe seeing someone else cope with loss so openly was too much for her. I'll never know. And honestly, I don't need to. Sometimes I still sit by the bench in the evening, listen to the wind moving through the petals, and close my eyes. I don't see cancer, or courtrooms, or cold faces. See Mia, smiling, free. And I whisper, it's still growing. I kept my promise. If this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real, emotional stories that matter. We post new content regularly that hits hard, stays real, and reminds us all what really matters. Your support means everything.